Hey Team EQRRC, this is Coach Wes, and we're just a couple days now away from Sunday's race. And as I've been posting on our Facebook page, the weather's looking like it's going to be about mid-60s, 66 for a high with 30% chance of rain, but that should mean cloud cover the entire time. What I wanted to talk to you guys about real quick was your fluid needs and your fuel needs while you're on the run on Sunday's race. Now, I know that if it is rainy, or especially if it's cloud cover, it kind of adds a little bit different element. And not the sense of precipitation making you feel wet, but precipitation sometimes making you not notice how much you're sweating. So that's one thing I want you to be really mindful of. If we do have a little bit of rain, you'll probably not realize how much you're sweating and therefore not feel like you have to take in as many fluids, and that's just not the case at all. So here's my suggestion on fluids as you're going throughout your run. If you're used to carrying fluids, carry them. If you're used to not carrying fluids, don't carry them. Personally, I don't carry any fluids with me when I run, especially on a race like this, and I just rely on every single water stop. And there are water stops marked throughout the entire course. Not every single one will have an electrolyte replacement, but a good number of them will. And you can get a list of where those water stations are and which ones are offering just water versus which ones are offering a combination of Gatorade and water. So my suggestion would be get water every single water station and get Gatorade at every single station that has Gatorade. You want to stay ahead of your hydration needs more than anything else. The moment you're feeling dehydrated, or I'm sorry, I should say the moment you're feeling thirsty, you're already dehydrated. And once you're dehydrated, your performance is going to start to suffer. So again, get water or Gatorade every single station that it's available. The easiest thing that I find to do is to take the cup, and I'm usually on the jog, I'll grab it on the jog, pour a little bit of it out so it's got maybe a quarter of the cup is filled with the fluid, pinch off one of the ends, almost creating somewhat of a funnel, and then you can just drink that out of the side of the mouth, and that ends up being a really easy way to take in the fluids while you're on the jog. Even if you think in your mind, oh, I'm going to lose time because I'm stopping at all the water stations, I'm willing to bet that you'll be able to run faster from water station to water station once you feel like you're already hydrated. So again, I think that it's a better way to go and you'll be able to keep a more even pace throughout the entire run. Now let's talk about fuel just a little bit. The goal is early and often. The same thing as fluids. For both of these, your goal and your thought process should be early and often. And fuel is the same way. I want you guys right about the 45-minute mark to take in some fuel. Now for most of you, that'll be around the 5 to 6 mile mark. And at that point, I want you to take in your first source of fuels. Now, there won't be anything on the course until the 10.5 mile mark, so make sure you're taking something with you, whether it's goos, gels, foods, bars, whatever it may be. And if it's something that you don't want to carry, plan to have one of your family or friends that you know is going to be on the course meet you right around that 5 to 6 mile mark, 5 to 6 mile mark, so that they can give you that fuel or fluids. My suggestion as far as the amount that you take in, try and aim for about 100 to 200 calories worth. And that might be a little bit more than you're accustomed to, but hopefully you've been using some of our long distance runs to practice that. So hopefully that gives you an idea of when to start taking in the fuel. And then I would continue about every 30 minutes thereafter. So at that point you're thinking about every 2 to 3 miles. I wouldn't really wait any longer than that. So for our half marathoners, you might start at mile, let's say 6, and then get a little bit more at 9, and then even get a little bit more at 11 to take you all the way to the finish. There will be cliff shot blocks at mile 11.5, and then for the marathoners out near mile 20. So the biggest thing you want to do more than anything else is just plan. Look at the website, look where the water stations are, see which stations are carrying Gatorade, look at what stations have fuel, and then plan to either have family or friends meet you along the course and give you some more stuff if you feel like you're going to need it. One last thing you might want to think about taking in would be a little bit of extra salt, especially for those of you that sweat a good bit. And they'll have a couple of first aid stations, and at those first aid stations they'll have salt packets. So don't be afraid to grab a salt packet, throw it in your fluids, and then take in some extra salt that way. Tonight, Friday night, we have our team dinner. I'm really looking forward to it. I can answer any additional questions you guys might have then. And until then, I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Have a good Friday.